Hello everyone, Raymond Mhor, Kilted Prepper. How's everybody doing? And you're watching Coffee with Ray. So, beautiful Saturday morning today, and sitting outside and enjoying some good coffee. So, I had some not so good things happen. And so I thought I'd come in here and just share it with y'all this Saturday morning. And kind of a dilemma. And what happened is that my French press glass broke. So I had to actually use my percolator this morning. That's one of the reasons why I'm so late, because percolated coffee takes time to be made. And I accidentally, I'm pulling out the thing, and it just accidentally hit the side of my cabinet and broke a little chip out of it, and so my French press is dead. So, question: if any of y'all got a French press out there that you're not using, you know, message below or comment below or something, and if you're willing to give it up and share it with me, that would be great. But yeah, my French press broke, and I've had this thing forever. I've had this, gosh, thing probably about 8 years now, and yeah, the glass sleeve that goes inside the French press broke. So dummy me. But this morning I'm drinking percolated coffee from an old percolator that we had. In fact, it was Cynthia's parents' percolator, and so, but it still makes great coffee. And yeah, so the bad news, in fact, there's several bad news this morning. One, my French press glass broke. So if anyone of you got a French press lying around that you're not using, you'd like to donate it to me for Coffee for Ray, then yeah, comment below, let me know, and I'll get you my address and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of a drag. How can you have coffee with Ray if you don't have any coffee? So, but yeah, the percolator did really well this morning, and everything. But some good news and bad news. Yeah, came out this morning, and check it out. Let me see if I can show this to you. My tomato plants. Let's see if I can zoom in there. My tomato plants are falling because they're so heavy laden with tomatoes. Uh, you know, got some tomatoes going, and they're so heavy that my plants are falling down. So I got to get those puppies staked up today. But check this out, man. Check this out. Big old Brandywine tomato, man. This is just big. But this is what about the average size that I'm getting on my tomato plants. And so this one needs to ripen up a little bit longer. And what I do is to prevent the animals from getting it, or it cracking by getting too much water or something, I tend to pick my tomatoes early and then let them ripen next to our window. And so I probably got about 20 or 30 Brandywines and everything sitting there, as well as a big pile of cherry tomatoes ripening up and everything. And folks, these things taste wonderful. And the great thing about Brandywines is they're a beefsteak tomato, meaning that they're just full of meat and everything. Some seeds and everything, but not many. But they get gigantic. So you can see here, just this gigantic tomato and stuff. But the garden's doing really good. And in fact, check this out. A zucchini. And it's interesting because I went into the garden when I got home from California. I checked my garden really well, and there were a couple, the small zucchinis and everything like that. And then like 2 days later, and I kid you not, we had a bunch of rain and everything like that. And then 2 days later, I've got a boatload of zucchini. And so we've been eating on some zucchini. I'm going to be making some zucchini bread and stuff. But all of a sudden, I got like 9 or 10 zucchini of this size. And like I said, I checked the garden thoroughly when I came home from California. And it just, Kim says grew some pink brandywines. Yeah, I'm really digging them. They're really really good. And in fact, I think I even got some yellow brandywines too. When I bought my seeds, I just kind of got an assortment of brandywines, and so I think I've got some pinks. I've got some of these red black ones in a sense. When they get a little bit deeper, the tops kind of turn not black but a dark color and everything. And then I have some yellows also, but they taste outrageously great. I'm going to make sure that I save some seeds from these and things so I can have them for next year. But I've been really pleased with the production. But my tomato plants are so heavy laden with tomatoes that my plants have fallen down, so I'm going to restake those back up today. But I've learned a lesson. Get tomato cages, and my brandywines definitely need tomato cages because they're just so gigantic. I mean, I've got some even bigger ones than this one right here. This is a good sized tomato, but and the great thing about it, there's just something about a homegrown tomato that tastes differently than what you get in the store. I mean, these homegrown tomatoes have this nice acidic, tomatoey flavor and everything, where your store-bought tomatoes these days basically taste like water. And I even buy the organic tomatoes at the stores when I buy tomatoes, and even those kind of have a watery taste and everything. They don't have that good garden tomato taste, but there's nothing like going out into the garden and taking a salt shaker out there with you and just biting into one of these puppies. I mean, shoot, this is a meal in and of itself. And in fact, how many of you have made tomato sandwiches? And these are perfect tomato to make tomato sandwiches with, because you can get a good slice and it fills up the whole piece of bread, and it's just super super wonderful. But a little bit of mayo or sometimes Miracle Whip or something like that. Throw some bacon on it, and oh my goodness. But yeah, we're getting some good tomatoes. My like I said, my tomato plants have now fallen over because they're so heavy laden with tomatoes and everything. But that, and like I said, I checked my garden earlier, when I came back from California, and there were no zucchinis. I mean, there was some. There was little 6 inchers and stuff, but I come out like 2-3 days later after a rain, and so, hey, good morning, Kim, and find all these. I mean, I don't know how they grow. They grow like overnight and stuff, but super super nice. They're good size. You hear it? They're good size. But I'm going to be making a lot of zucchini bread and freezing it for the winter, and so yeah, big gigantic zucchinis. Like I said, I picked like 9 or 10 of them just the other day, and I picked about 3 or 4 more. That how do these zucchini hide? I mean, how do you I mean, it's just amazing to me how fast these things grow. And I don't know if it's the electroculture or something that's really causing them to just blow up and grow so fast, or not, because I got a lot of electroculture stakes out there with my copper wire and everything like that. But my zucchini is taking off. I've got yellow squash over there as well. That's taking off. My beans are now taking off. I need to string those puppies up. But I ordered, it's not too late, folks. It's September time right now. September 1st is the first, it's the 2nd today. But now is the time to put onions in the ground, garlic in the ground, and it's still not too late. Like I said, I ordered a packet of French breakfast radishes, which, if you're looking for radishes, French breakfast are really, really great. They grow about that long. They have like a white bottom, red top, but they're super flavorful. And the nice thing is they're not super spicy. And so they just have that really good radish flavor and everything. So I'm going to be planting another course of French breakfast, but also from that, I'm going to be getting a lot of greens. And so we're, like I said, we're saving the greens. I'm going to start harvesting tomato leaves so I can add those to my green powder as well. Tomato leaves are high in vitamins and nutrients. And so those are a good thing to do, is to dehydrate those and turn them into green powder. And so, but yeah, another bad news, Jimmy Buffett died. And so if you go to my Facebook wall, you'll see my Alan Jackson, Jimmy Buffett song that I just loved. And when I lived down in Central America, Jimmy Buffett was very popular to listen to and everything. And a lot of the big cities down there have Margaritavilles and everything like that. And so Jimmy is, kind of has a soft spot in my heart, just because of the memories of living in Central America and the Caribbean and things like that. I've been all over the Caribbean. Gosh, where have I been? We looked into living in Belize, so spent 10 days, 12 days in Belize, really checking it out, and found Belize just wasn't good for us. And then also, I was looking very strongly into looking into the Grand Caymans, because at that time I actually had my teacher's license and was an adult teacher, adult education. And so they were looking for teachers to come down to Grand Cayman and teach and so forth. And they would totally sponsor you, great pay, help you with a home. I mean, they were really needing teachers bad. So I was really considering moving to the Grand Caymans for a while. And then that didn't pan out. I decided not to. Big reason is because when there's a hurricane or anything like that, because that's bound to happen, Grand Cayman is flat. And when the hurricane comes in, it just wipes the whole island out. And in fact, one year I was there were chickens everywhere, because when the last hurricane hit, there were, it blew up the chicken farm. So there were just chickens running around everywhere in Grand Cayman. But beautiful island, beautiful place, great people. And then was looking into Jamaica and going there, and then just finally ended up in Costa Rica and lived in Costa Rica for several years, then migrated over to Panama. And so spent some time in the Caribbean. And so, yeah, Jimmy Buffett, kind of everywhere you go, there's Jimmy Buffett playing down there and everything. That or Bob Marley, one of the two. So a lot of Bob Marley music and a lot of Jimmy Buffett music down there is very popular. But yeah, sad that my French press broke. And so it's very hard to have coffee with Ray without your French press. And so I used my percolator this morning. That's one of the reasons why I'm so late this morning, is, I had percolated, and you just can't sit there, pour the water in and wait 10 minutes or 2 or 3 minutes for a French press. You have to actually let it percolate and everything. So if any of you have a French press that you are not using at the moment and it's just sitting around gathering dust, please write down there in the description below if you'd like to donate it for Coffee with Ray, because we need coffee with Coffee with Ray. Let me know, and I'll send you my address and everything like that. But I love my French press. I've had this, like I said, for about 8 years, and it just broke, and it's just by accident. But good day, wonderful things. Miss Cynthia had a hard day yesterday. She spent a lot of the day in bed, and for those of you who don't know, she has polymyalgia rheumatica, and it's an autoimmune disease. And so it just really saps her energy. And I mean, it's hard for her at times to comb her hair, or it's really hard for her at times to take a bath, because she's just so exhausted. And then even lifting a coffee cup at times is difficult, because she just has zero energy. So continue to keep her in your prayers and everything. I really appreciate it. But yesterday, she didn't have a very good day, so she spent a lot of the day in bed. And so she's still in bed right now. I'm letting her sleep in and everything. But other than that, excuse me, experiment. I am wondering, because yesterday I saw a lot of people join us for the show. It was, I was pushing it back to 9:30 because I slept in. But I'm really considering, would it be better for you guys if I did my show at 9:30, or should I keep the show at 9 a.m.? And so what I'll do is I'll put a poll up today, and do me a favor, give me your input because I'd really like to know. And is nine work for you, or is 9:30 better for you? So either or works fine for me. It doesn't matter. But let me know. And because again, I saw a lot of people join us yesterday for the 9:30 show, and got a decent amount of people here today as well for the 9:30 show. So is 9:30 better for you guys, or is 9 a.m. better for you guys? So I'll put a poll up and want you guys to let me know. Next weekend, I am going to be putting on a alternative income class, and this will be free for you to join. I'll be doing it on Zoom, and probably later this week what I'll do is I'll put out a Zoom link and have you guys sign up and blah 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 blah. But join me next week. It'll be probably at Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and I'm going to be talking a lot about creating alternate forms of incomes, creating different cash flow streams and everything. And as an influencer, like I said, I've been an influencer, author, blogger, YouTube, podcast guy since 2005. And so there's a lot of things that I've learned throughout that time on how to bring extra income in. And the biggest thing that I'm going to be teaching you guys is not only just have one form of income, but creating multiple streams of income so that you will have always income coming in. Imagine it as a vehicle or a car. And so if you only have one form of income, of alternate income coming in, let's call it a piston. This piston is up, this piston is down. When it's up, it's making you money. When it's down, it's not making you money. And so by having alternate forms of income and all these different cash flow streams coming in, the more pistons or the more cash flow streams you have, the odds are that you will always have some money coming in. And then once you grow those cash flow streams and everything, that's more and more money that's coming in. And a lot of the cash flow streams that I like is basically, what is the term that I could use? Even when I'm in bed asleep at night, my cash flow streams are making me money. And so no matter what, income is coming in. Sometimes it's $5, sometimes it's $100, sometimes it's even more. And so by having all these different cash flow streams coming in, you always have cash. So next Saturday at 6 p.m., we will not be doing a YouTube Live. We will be doing a Zoom call. And so again, this is going to be free for you guys. And going to be teaching you a lot of the tips, tricks, and other things that I've learned throughout these years on creating alternate forms of income. Because like it or not, we are moving in a direction of economic hardship, and by having these streams started now, and that's the key, getting it going now so that you can finesse it, iron out the wrinkles, things like that, and create these multiple forms so that you have income coming in when economic hardship is coming. And because we do know economic hardship is coming, like it or not, we are in a recession already, and I'm really fearful, or I shouldn't say fearful, fear is the mind killer, but I'm concerned. I am concerned about the economy and the direction that we're going. BRICS is hell-bent on de-dollarizing, and by them doing that, a lot of dollars are going to be flooding back into the U.S., and so that's going to cause inflation. And then the feds are printing money like crazy and everything. October 1st, we're looking at a possible government shutdown. And so that's coming up again. And then if that doesn't happen, then January 1st, another government shutdown. So isn't Biden economics really working well for you guys too? Yeah, I know it's working well for me. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I'm going to be teaching a lot of this. And so you guys want to get this moving now so that you can start securing your cash flow streams, getting them going and everything, and teaching you a lot of the tips and tricks of what I do for a home-based business and everything. This is one thing I was researching. People who survived the Depression, the Great Depression, did well because they had alternate forms of income coming in. So a lot of wives, sold eggs or did sewing or, cooked cakes or something like that, or cooked bread or whatever. But, a lot of husbands did side work and everything like that. But creating alternate forms of income is going to be very important. And so, but very well not. Yeah, really. So, but yeah, so look for that for this coming Saturday. And then this is Labor Day weekend. So I'm hoping you all are having a good Labor Day weekend and doing well. You know, go out and throw some steaks on the barbie if you got some steaks or something, or hamburgers or hot dogs or whatever like that. Make sure you spend some time with your family this weekend and just enjoy yourselves, you know. So I also posted my article, 20 items that are going to disappear in the fall and winter. And so I'm talking to, in that article, I'm teaching and talking about what items you should be getting now. While the harvest is good right now, people are not paying attention to food because food is very plentiful at the moment due to all the harvests and stuff coming in. But it would really behoove you to start really stocking the pantry with the 20 items. And you go find that at raymondmhor.com or thekiltedprepper.com. Same website. You know, I've got multiple URLs going to that website, so easy to find. But check out my latest article as well on that. And so that's it, Ray, folks. You know, my French press broke this morning, so no coffee with Ray. I had to use my percolator. Well, I do have coffee, but it took me time. That's why I'm late. But growing huge tomatoes, you know, and huge zucchini. And my tomato plants are so heavy laden with tomatoes right now that they've fallen over and I need to stake them up today. So that's everything. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And appreciate the prayers for Cynthia and stuff too. So Raymond Mhor, Kilt the Prepper. We'll see you. Goodbye. God bless. And kilt on.